Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 198. I'm Connor Murphy here with Grace Matthews in Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Just made it.
Sorry?
Just made it through our first ice storm of the season.
I was just going to say, I haven't seen the sun, well, for an hour on Sunday, but that's the last 2 weeks, and probably going to be another week before we see the sun out here.
Are you starting to get sad seasonal affective disorder?
Yeah, it gets kind of 50 Shades of Grey outside, and I'm not talking about the book either. That's
unfortunately, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the wrong kind of gray.
Although I'd like to beat the shit out of the weather.
Yeah. I'm just, the older I get, the more I hate winter.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? It's a bitch.
Me too. Yeah.
Anyway, we were, our last show on YouTube was censored.
Oh.
And I really can't figure out why. So, to all of our listeners out there, if that bothers you, just go to another server. We're on a lot of platforms, and most all of them are free. Some of them you have to have a membership, but
wow.
Most of them are free, and I can't even fathom what was in that show that had them censoring us.
Interesting. I had no idea that happened.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I don't know what made me think of it. I really don't. But anyway,
wow. Okay.
Shame on you, YouTube. It's getting old. It's getting old when you send tweets out on Twitter, and if there's any type of political undertone or something they don't like, your reach suddenly is like 5 people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but they're doing nothing.
Got thousands of followers.
They're doing nothing. It's just their algorithm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just, I guess it's like, those old 60s shows where the robots start taking over the world.
Yeah, pretty much. Only this time it's Google.
Yeah, exactly. Google and Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, Facebook is just as bad, if not worse.
I just am not on Facebook much. Just the whole idea of now that there's like an IC9 code for, the Facebook disorder where people paint their pictures to be so happy and other people are getting depressed about it.
Yeah.
They now have an IC9 code for it. So that really bothers me because people only put on Facebook what they want you to know.
Right.
People don't get wrapped up in that.
Yeah. And
in fact, the better their life looks, probably the worse it is.
And I think everybody's been the victim of a troll at one time or another.
Absolutely. So watch out for that. But today we make history.
Yeah.
Congress will vote to impeach the president, and they're gonna be successful, at least down the party lines, which defies everything that Pelosi promised in the very beginning. This would not be a partisan impeachment. In fact, if they couldn't come up with the facts that would draw in some Republicans, to believing that they should impeach the president, then she would not do it. Or they would not bring it to a vote. Well, liar, liar, pants on fire.
Right.
Because she did it again. And, Pelosi is really something else. So she brings all these, this impeachment stuff to the forefront before she ever heard the transcripts on the call that was at the forefront of this, that Ukrainian call between the Ukrainian president and our President Trump.
Right.
She does that before the transcript's released, kind of like, back in the day when she said, let's pass this so we can read this healthcare bill.
Right.
She does the same damn thing here. And the president is not guilty.
Well, they have no facts. Zero facts.
They got nothing. They got nothing. 85 days, plus the Mueller report, plus the IG report, and they really got nothing. In fact, I was telling the Hammer the other day, I am so surprised that Trump and his kids are as clean as they are. Because most businessmen, big businessmen, are not.
Right.
They have charged this man, or opened investigations into him to find something wrong, which is supposed to defy everything the United States stands for.
Exactly, yeah.
And you know what they found?
Nothing.
Has been nothing too petty.
Right.
I mean, nothing that just falls to the level of freaking jaywalking.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have found some dirt somewhere. Because
Oh
everybody's
gosh,
got some
I would
dirt.
have too. I mean, even the women he paid off during the election to shut up, I mean, they were willing souls.
Right.
I mean, not one of them can even say, I didn't want to have sex with that man. I mean, actually, neither one of them actually said they did. It's implied, and I'm pretty sure he did, but you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He paid them off just to keep them quiet, which seems like his business between him and his family. I don't really care who he sleeps with.
Exactly. Who gives a crap?
I don't want to think about it, But, so today this all comes to the floor, okay?
Okay.
Nadler and Pelosi are not going to be part of this today.
Oh.
Now, isn't this interesting? They got nothing. The big day in history, because you got to remember that this has only been brought up 11 times in the history of the United States of America.
Right.
Only 4 times did they vote yes.
Okay.
Only, and really they've only impeached 2 presidents. Okay? So today, with all the pictures, all the news stories, guess who's going to be absent? Nadler and Pelosi. Nadler has some sort of emergency family issue. And Pelosi didn't even bother to say why.
Huh.
I don't think they want their picture attached to it, because neither one of them believe in it. You know why they brought this forward? It is an answer to the socialistic part of the party. The socialistic stem of the party want this president impeached, even when they got nothing. And they are willing to set a precedent that is, it could be fatal to our country.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense that you would put your country through this if you didn't have evidence.
Exactly. You're talking obstruction of Congress, really? And abuse of power. I mean, that's like saying, I don't like your outfit, and so I think you're a criminal.
Yeah, there is a ton implied there. So, it's fine to put those words down, but now back them up. Show us what you got, and they got nothing.
Well, you know what today is to me? It is a very sad day. And a day when socialism in the United States becomes mainstream. We're taking it so seriously that they're voting on this, and the Democrats that would not normally vote for this are, because they're being threatened with primaries or not getting money from Pelosi and company for their campaigns, which they have to have. So it's really a day when socialism is blackmailing the democratic system.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's really ugly. A lot of the people voting yes probably would vote no if it wasn't for that. They need campaign money. The election's coming, right?
Exactly. There were 31 people that were believed to be viable dissents, and that's because they are Democrats that won in a district that was strongly in play or strong support for the president.
Right.
Only 3 of those, and possibly only 2. One's considering not dissenting today. So you've got 2 of those 31 Okay, you got one guy that's going to vote for one candidate and not on the other. Okay,
Right.
but the pressure is on these people, these Congress people, and it is a sad day, and it is reminiscent of things that we have learned about in history that happened in Europe, and why people came. Our forefathers came and started this country.
Yeah, you are correct there. That's for sure.
And can you believe that this conversation that we're having today is about the United States?
Yeah, well, there's also a reason why there's no climate protests in China. They're already communist.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's ugly. Canada is further down the road to socialism by far than you guys, and it's not a free feeling at all.
And when you were a little kid, did you ever imagine that?
No, never.
I mean, did you imagine that you would live long enough? And we're not old yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we're oldish, but not old. We're feeling age, but we got a lot of life left in us.
Yeah.
Years, and we're facing it right now, and that was so far from what I was taught. That was so far from our vocabulary at school and at home that I am astonished. And today, our children are being taught to be socialists.
Yeah, and they're taught at the in school away from the parents, which is really, really disturbing.
It's wrong. I would not send my kids, if I have young kids today, to public school. I'm not a big one on homeschooling. Not that I think anything's wrong with it. I just think that kids need social
interaction.
Socialism.
Right.
Social interaction, yeah.
Right.
Not socialism. But I don't know what I would do. I really don't. And I don't know what is actually a viable option for children. But I know it's wrong, and I know somehow we got to break the cycle. And it is coming from the teachers' union and the school systems.
Right.
That's not the only broken thing. Look at our FBI.
Yeah.
We finally got the IG report. And although he came short of accusing them of malice, which I don't even know how he didn't accuse them of malice, except he's just like the proverbial nice guy, I guess. I don't know. He found 17 counts of abuse by the FBI to the FISA court.
Whoa.
Meaning they fibbed, they lied, they misrepresented.
Oh, 17 times?
Yeah, and this is just in the one case with the president.
That is some shoddy work.
Page. Exactly. They said it was unacceptable. It is so bad that for the first time ever, the court responded and said they have till the 10th, the FBI has till the 10th of January to send the court, the FISA court, a report on what happened and to get their proverbial shit together. They didn't say so. And so Comey and McCabe have both been on TV in the last few days, and they were in charge of all this. And guess what? It was somebody else's fault.
Of course. Of course.
They said they just used too many low-level people. Well, since when does the director not responsible for the people that work under it?
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Isn't that why they get paid the big bucks everywhere?
Yeah. What's actually your job then? You gonna investigate it all yourself? Everything?
Yeah. It's just really crazy. So, not their fault. I mean, it's like, they're like tattletales or something.
Yeah. Wow. 17 counts. That's mind blowing. 17. Oops. I can see one or two.
But what are we gonna believe now? I mean, it's kind of like a cheating spouse.
Yeah, exactly.
You may forgive them as such, you may, continue to live with them.
Yeah.
But are you ever going to cheat them again? Are you ever going to believe them again?
Yeah, exactly.
I just read an article about this. And, we're going to be the same way with the FBI and the FISA court. In fact, there are people out there that say that it could be a divorce. Like the FISA court could disappear. Because if they so easily did this on a high-profile case that involved the president, what the hell are they doing on the other ones that aren't being watched?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good point.
Well, the judges from the FISA court are now very worried about that.
Yeah, no doubt.
So if they're worried about it, something tells me we all better be worried about it.
Yeah.
But remember, this is something that Assange warned us about and Snowden warned us about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe Snowden told Assange and then they both
who knows?
Yeah, I think it's more like that. But, and there's kind of a renewed, he's putting out a new book, and there's kind of a renewed interest in Snowden. But you know what? I think what he did was bad. I don't think what he did was so bad as the fact that he left the country. Okay?
Right.
That was kind of weak. That made his argument more weak. He should have been willing to take the consequences for what he was doing. But the fact of the matter is, everything that I know he said has been true.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there was a huge abuse of power. The United States government and its agencies are not looking good at all. They are looking corrupt. And if you sit around like a pompous ass and say there is no deep state, you are living in a fantasy world.
Absolutely.
I get to hear people go, oh, well, I don't really believe there's a deep state. Come on.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, what, playground are you playing in?
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot of things, or cases, I should say, that the government started in this whole situation with the president that were maybe even unrelated. I mean, because once they started looking into these people, they found more charges like Manafort and Gates guy. They started finding things that they did that really weren't related to the original investigation. Well, because the government was so corrupt, you're going to start seeing them fall apart. And I think today that happened with Paul Manafort.
Oh.
Because the charges that were supposed to be brought against him, or that were brought against him in the state of New York, the judge threw the damn things out today.
Ah, there you go.
Waiting on word as to why this just happened a little bit ago. I do know that Paul Manafort is probably not even going to make it very long. I mean, he has developed a terrible heart condition. And I am not feeling sorry for him. I'm pitying him kind of, but because he did some things that were wrong. But let's face it, nobody would have ever went after him if he didn't have a relationship with Donald Trump.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his heart condition has had him hospitalized for the past few days. I believe he is supposed to get out today, but he looks bad. He was walking with a walker last week to one of the
Jeez.
So he has went downhill really fast. I don't see that he will ever make his full sentence.
Right.
Yeah. So, but they're trying to hush people.
Yeah, that's what the deep state will do.
The other day, Whoopi told Meghan McCain to stop talking. I am not a fan of Meghan McCain. Anybody that listens to our show knows that.
Right.
They're just the opposite. But she is supposed to be the conservative voice on The View, and the addition of Abby Huntsman has not provided two people like it was supposed to, because Abby is a little bit left. So Meghan McCain really is the lone person, and she's a Trump hater.
Yeah, Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Big time Trump hater. And actually, she's a miserable person that hates about everything. But she is the conservative voice. Okay? Whoopi told her to shut up, basically.
Wow.
Told her to quit talking. That's pretty much the same. And Meghan McCain did not talk for the rest of the show, which, in my opinion, she shouldn't have done. But there is a huge outcry because it really wasn't for people about Meghan McCain. She's not that popular anyway among conservatives. But what it was a very far left, socialistic type person censoring any type of voice from the right.
Yeah.
And people are freaking nuts about this.
Yeah, that kind of sums up exactly what's going on in the world right now.
Well, we've been saying that kind of stuff about The View for, since we started doing this show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even before then, when we were writing, we wrote about The View a lot of times. How leftist they were and how really they've always got a conservative person sitting on there, but they don't really want to hear from that person.
Right.
That's just their little puppet. But while the Congress is busy impeaching, they're doing nothing else. And we are at a crisis with our health care.
Right.
I just had my big health care meeting about insurance, and it's, of course, worse than last year.
Jeez.
At this point, I have to spend $20-some thousand to really benefit from my health care.
Wow.
That's for 2020. So it is really crazy, and it would be worse than that if I took out the so-called Obamacare. The average, at least in Missouri, which should be pretty close to everybody else's, the average amount you have to spend before it kicks in is, of course, your premiums.
Right.
And then this year, the deductible is about $8,500.
Huh.
Last year, it was $6,500. So, not only did the premiums go up, but so did the deductibles. The deductibles averaged going up about $2,000. And that's on a relatively healthy person. If you're really, really sick, I can't even fathom.
Then I probably shouldn't mention to you that the province I live in is getting rid of all of our premiums that we have to pay. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, you should be.
You can always move here. You can always move here. We probably are warmer right now than you guys are.
Yeah, now that I would be warmer than I am right here. So that's the one thing that's always scared me about Canada is it's cold and I'm wimpy.
Yeah, well, we right now it's about 7, I think, out Celsius. So that's what, 46?
Yeah, I'd say that's what we are today. But the past 2 days we've been much lower than that. So.
Yeah.
So, in fact, there was no school or anything around here for 2 days. So.
Oh.
Yeah, so bad. Okay, so while they're not doing that, healthcare is going up, but also the high cost of drugs. Drugs are inching up. If Congress, promised, including Pelosi, that they would get a grip on these prescription drug prices. Well, it's gotten so bad for diabetics that people that do have their diabetic supplies covered are trying to sell them on what is called the gray market to other diabetics.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's becoming a very serious problem.
That's a big reason why there are charter buses leaving the U.S. into Canada for people to buy their medications. And most of them are diabetics, I understand.
Absolutely. Yes, they are. They're diabetics. And there's people that are, not paying their heating bills or turning their heat down to dangerous levels just so they can buy their diabetic drugs. I mean, the trickle-down effect of something like this is just enormous. Think about it. You got people eating nothing but peanut butter or worse.
Right.
Trying to buy their diabetic drugs. So, you know what I say? Congress, get off of this petty ass deal with the president and take care of some of these health issues.
Yeah, no doubt. No
Because
doubt.
people are dying.
Yeah, if you're out there and you can't afford your diabetic medication, try some CBD oil. Try to get your hands on it because that will help your diabetes.
Well, good.
It helps regulate blood sugar. So there you go.
Yeah.
Bit of info.
Yeah, definitely. The movie breaks at least here tomorrow or Friday. Today's Wednesday, right?
Right.
Yeah, Friday. It's called Bombshell. It's the movie about Fox News
Oh yeah.
being so bad for women and the Roger Ailes days and. You know, a lot of people are saying, now I haven't seen it yet, of course, because it's not out, but some of the people that have gotten a sneak peek of it and the Richard Jewell story are saying that these two movies paint women journalists in a very bad light. I'm anxious to see it and see what's up.
Yeah, me too, for sure. Yeah.
So.
All right. I'll have to check that out.
Absolutely. Okay, some people are warning of recession. In fact, hoping for it because if we go into a recession, Trump is less likely to be voted into presidency again.
Right.
The more they talk about the recession, the better the jobs outlook is, the better housing. I shouldn't say outlook. Actually, we've got more jobs that we can't fill than like ever before in history.
Right.
Even Fannie Mae, who is left wing, has a great outlook for housing.
Yeah,
and it's consistently negative on housing.
We're much closer to a recession here in Canada than you guys are. Much, much closer. And the people that are mumbling those words are taking a lot of flack, of course, from the Liberal government because they're saying nothing's wrong.
Well, before Trump, you could almost manifest whatever you wanted in the media.
Right.
Okay? And it's been like that for years. Okay? You know, it's kind of like negative thoughts breed negative thoughts, right?
Right.
And the media has been that perfect tool. They really wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there. If everybody starts preparing for it, it will happen.
Yeah.
Okay? But because the media under Trump people are so skeptical about it,
yeah,
it didn't happen this time. And in fact, the opposite happened. You know, whatever you think of Trump, he is defying logic. Or at least a logic that we have learned and believed in.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there's any worries for you guys over there. Anybody mumbling recession is going to be a Democrat trying to hurt the Republican Party.
And with Trump derangement syndrome, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Same group of people.
Well, it's very easy to piss those people off. Apparently, Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch said Merry Christmas this week on Fox, and the internet is blowing up with disgust for the man. How could he? I mean, there are people that want to take a gun to us. Are you kidding me?
Oh my.
Okay, if you've got time to worry about that, get a therapist.
Yeah.
Please get a therapist and take care of your mental health, or or get a hobby maybe.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say there.
Okay, I found a very interesting article written by Mark Manson, and he brings up 12 stupid things people care way too much about.
Okay.
And I found it interesting. I don't necessarily agree with them so much, but we do spend a lot of time on these things. Number one is, whose fault is it? I don't know. I kind of like to know whose fault it is. So I'm probably one of these people that spend way too much time on these things.
Okay.
Now, I think who did it matters. You know, kind of like if you're a mother, you don't want to punish the wrong kid.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, do you care whose fault it is?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure that whose fault is it can become an obsession. All of these can become obsessions. Number 2 is celebrity and sports gossip. You know, I don't spend that much time on it. You know,
Right.
That's not one of my But sexual jealousy.
Oh, that's a big one.
I mean, in relationships, I'm not that jealous. I'm really not.
Most women are. And most guys are, too.
Yeah, I see guys in my life that are a lot more jealous, you know, about sexually. I would be more jealous about time spent than the sex thing.
Right.
Or the mental attachment to something than the actual sex. Because I've been around men my whole life, more than women, and I kind of think sex is sex. Not that I believe you should cheat. Don't get that started on me. Don't say that. But I do believe mentally cheating is worse. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of slitting your own wrist.
Yeah, because then it's in your brain, your mind, and your thoughts.
And you just slowly bleed out. Yeah, you slowly bleed out.
Yeah, and things happen from there. Okay, being right. We spend too much time on proving that we're right. I probably spend way too much time on that. How about you?
Yeah.
Do you have the need to be right?
I overthink everything.
Yeah, I do too. I am very guilty of all of these. Politics, national politics. I know we're guilty of that.
Yeah, we don't talk politics, do we?
Just all the time. You know? We spend way too much of our energy trying to impress other people. That's true. But you know what?
It's true when you're younger, I think.
True. I don't know. I live in a community where that's very, very prevalent and important, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
I'm well aware of the fact that it shouldn't be. But it is, you know. I live in, and the bigger the city gets, and the more metropolitan the mindset is,
right,
the less people are. I mean, regular people. You certainly have an upper crust that this matters a great deal, but regular people become less worried about impressing people, and maybe a little bit more individualized.
Yeah, that's what Facebook and Instagram is for, to show people that you have this fairy tale life when really it's crumbling all around you.
Exactly. Just what we were talking about a while ago. Yeah. That's right. And I think people, they feel like if they put it on Facebook in a certain way, then maybe the truth won't be real. Or maybe they can manifest this ideal. I don't know. And, courts are even looking at it like that, you know. I saw a case where a guy went to court and the wife's attorney pulled out all the Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
Said, see what she thought, that everything was great. He said she was doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
She was making it look a certain way on Facebook.
Yeah, knowing damn well that, in every murder case or every big case out there, they're subpoenaing your Facebook chat messages and all of that.
Exactly. And, being offended. We spend way too much time being offended. I agree with that. I'm not really all that easily offended.
Well, you got to get Democrats right out of your life then.
That's true. Let's see, buying a bunch of nice stuff. I do believe we do that. You know, we think that we're going to buy something and it's going to change our life, save, our marriage, or make us popular, or we're going to have so much fun with it. And 9 times out of 10, whatever it is we bought didn't do any of that.
Right.
And especially in the United States, when you get to be my age and for every dollar you spend, you have to make $1.50 because of tax. So, you do have to think about, or should think about, buying, impulse buying, and buying to bring you emotional feeling stuff,
Well, if you really want to stop buying stuff, just don't go shopping.
Exactly. And here's number 11. Waiting in line for 36 hours to buy something new, some new product that the day it's released.
Never done that.
Never done that. Never.
Yeah, me
never did
neither.
I went even something enough to go to a Black Friday sale.
Yeah, no concert, nothing. I've never done that.
I don't do that, but I believe that there are plenty of people out there spending way too much time doing it.
Well, are you aware of Boxing Day? It's the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
It's I think it's a UK, started in the UK. I don't know really the thing behind Boxing Day, but it's if the stores haven't sold it over Christmas or before Christmas, they blow it out on Boxing Day. And there'll be people that will start sleeping in a tent out on the sidewalk at midnight the day before. This is Canada, people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, can you imagine?
No.
Yeah. Minus 20, staying out all night long, sleeping in a tent on the sidewalk. Really?
Yeah.
No thanks.
No way. Okay, hiding your flaws. I believe society is kind of cruel. I said something the other day. I said, used to, you got gray hair, you got a wrinkle, and there was some sort of beauty attached to it, especially for women. It wasn't ugly. Now I find that people my age, you could be, find yourself scrutinized and attacked and compared to people that have had lots of surgery,
Right.
I mean, even middle class people in the United States, even where I live, are going in debt $100,000 or more. I ran into a female the other day, and honest to gosh, they don't even look that great. It looks so fake.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a natural person, but I still find it annoying and sad that I could be compared to somebody that had a bunch of surgery.
Right, exactly.
And that's not fair, because if I've got a wrinkle, by gosh, I've earned it.
Yeah.
You might as well think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't have to impress anybody either. So it's so much less stress. You got to agree with that.
I absolutely agree with it, and we don't always agree, but life's a journey. We're all in this together. Godspeed, Connor. Godspeed to all of our listeners out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and thanks for listening, everyone.